It's time. It's time for you, and it's time for you to get stronger. And you can do this. Yes, you really, really can. You can do this practice. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is Piper, and this is your yoga from home. Today's practice we call a strength and balancing practice. We've also called it strong foundations. It's really just getting into the essence of who you are to make you stronger. And we've all got to be stronger. Stronger for not only the strength in the muscles, but strong for endurance. Perhaps that's the most important part. So 1 hour long practice, and if you can only stick around for 10 minutes, that's fine, but at least you've come to your mat, and that's what counts. Have that discipline every day, and you take that time just for you. And while you're here, adjust your pace. Always adjust your pace. Do what is right for your body. Everybody's body is different. The big thing is just don't quit. Take something at a slower pace, just keep moving forward, but do what is right for your body always. If it hurts, it's not meant to be. Don't do it. If you back out of it, take it to a lesser percent, or don't do it at all. Go grab a cup of tea. All right, the word to think about today is absorb. And absorb means to involve the full attention of and to engage or be engrossed wholly. So let your yoga do that. You invested the time. You said you're going to be here. Really get into it in your mind, your body, and your spirit, and just see what happens. It's going to be good. All right, so props. You're going to need some props today. Like always, we use a strap fairly often. Maybe you want to use a strap. Maybe you can use your strap today, or not. I won't be using mine. A little hand towel and a eye shade. They can use the hand towel to slip under your knees when we do our lunges, or to cover your eyes in final shavasana. 2 yoga blocks. They're not expensive. There's nothing quite like them. Find them, buy them, and I think you'll like it. If you don't have them today, that's fine. Just modify that M word. All right, water. You're going to need that too, just to wet your whistle. And you might want to have a stable chair. You could do some of this in your chair. You could do a lot of it in your chair, or be up next to a wall. The wall will come in handy for doing push-ups, or what we call Chaturanga dandasana. If you want to do that, she's going wild back there. She loves her dog bed. All right, first thing we do is as you come on up to standing, let's lock a stress number into our mind. So a stress number. When you go to the doctor's office, that scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10, where are you stress-wise in your body? Lie down. Lock that number in, and let's work on bringing it down. All right, so this is our little warm-up. We do this just about every day. All right, so you're standing here. Just take a moment and feel your feet on your mat. Oh, I have a new mat. This is kind of a spiky mat. We'll see. It's supposed to just really stimulate your feet. All right, so you're on your feet. Let's come up onto the toes, down on your heels, and just rock back and forth a little bit, coming up onto the toes, keeping your heels behind your toes. Breathe deeply in through the nose and sighing out through the mouth. Hands can be on your hips, on a chair. Just feel your feet beneath you. And you know what? Most importantly, just allow yourself to modify. I think it's really hard when you see somebody doing a pose a certain way, you think, I got to do it that way too. Not the case. Allow yourself to modify. Maybe a chair is a great modification. Here and breathe. Just stay committed to just showing up. That's a big part of it. And do your yoga your way. Use the yoga to meet you exactly where you are. You have unique needs, and let the yoga work for you. I think she's finally calm. All right, come down onto your heels. Lift your toes up and give them a wiggle. Let them work independently. Plant your feet. Send your arms high up to the sky. Extended mountain pose. So you're rooted into your feet, nice and strong. Your hips are underneath your shoulders. Your fingers are reaching high to the sky. Stretch it out. Interlace your fingers. Send your palms up to the sky and start to sway from side to side like a palm tree. Sigh it out. As you exhale, just take that stretch. Maybe you've got a bend in your elbows. Maybe that's a modification for you. Maybe you don't go very far. Or maybe you go nice and far and stretch it out and hold it for a second or two. Do what feels good for you. Stretch it out. Take a cue from our cats and our dogs, how they move. Finish up. Place your hands at your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Belly forward. And look up to the ceiling. Not very far here. Just take a little baby back bend. Squeeze your elbows closer to your spine. Open up through your chest. Exhale. Hinge forward. As you hinge forward at your waist, bring your chest closer to your thighs. Let your arms hang heavy. Let the crown of your head hang toward the earth. So let your neck go. Look back to your knees or up towards your navel. Shake your head. Little bend in your knees might make your knees feel better. Inhale. Arms sweep on up, extended mountain arms. Reach here. Sigh it out, let it go. All right, let's do some arm circles, nice and big or whatever size you like. Breathe. Big breaths in, big sighing breaths out. Stay committed to your decision to do your yoga. Put a bend in your knees when your hands come down. Just stay committed. That's what a lot of us do. We give up. Stay committed, but also at the same time, stay flexible. Good word. Stay flexible in your approach to your yoga. Maybe you've decided you're just going to hold on to a chair here and do one arm at a time. It's all good. All right, let's take the arm circles in the other direction. But just stay committed. Just show up. And before you know it, 2 minutes of yoga leads to 10 to 20. Then you're doing it for a full hour and loving it. All right, finish up with your arm circles and your knee bends. Come on back up to standing. Take a big coat swing. So for this, we sway from side to side. Gaze over your shoulder. Let your arms hang heavy. And breathe. So you're getting your neck moving. Shoulders away from the ears. Just breathe. And then slow it down. Bring it back to the midline of your body. Let's do Ragdoll pose. Hinge forward. You're looking at your feet. Toe heel them so they're hip width distance apart. That's 2 fist widths. You can measure. You're down here. Hang low here. Bring your chest towards your thighs. Hands to opposite elbow creases. Give your toes a wiggle. Lift them up. Then plant your feet solidly. As you gaze down to your feet, try to take your gaze to your knees or your navel as the top of your head where a crown would sit, the crown of your head, let it hang to the earth. Little bend in your knees might feel mighty fine. Stay right here as your low back decompresses. Imagine your low back widening and then start to sway from side to side. Gentle sway. This helps alleviate back pain. So do it throughout your day. You don't have to just do your yoga on your mat. Live your yoga off of your mat as well. After you've been seated for a long time, stand up periodically and do your Ragdoll pose. Finish up here. Come back to the midline of your body. Just take a moment here and just let it feel good. Feel how it feels. Remember this feeling and come back and do it again later today. Wiggle your toes. Let's come down to child's pose. Plant your hands on your mat. Bend your knees and come on down. I think Piper moved the camera. That's okay. All right, so you can use a block here to bring the ground up to you if you like. You can keep your knees together and your big toes together. Sink your hips back towards your heels. Arms can be down by your sides with your palms face up. You can use the block to bring the ground up to you and rest your head or your chest on the block if you like. 1 block, 2 block, 6 blocks. It's all good. I'm going to spread my knees wide for a wide-legged child's pose. Hips back to the heels, arms reach to the top of the mat, and sink on down. In your child's pose, this is just your moment. Maybe you got the block under your forehead or maybe not. This is just your moment to realize, hey, this is my time. Nothing wrong with taking it. Taking time for you is self-care, and we need more of it. Lengthen your tailbone to the back of the room, and your fingers, if you're reaching in an extended child's pose, reach them more to the top of the mat. You could reach them more to the bottom of the mat, too, if you're in a classic child's pose. So your spine is lengthening nice and straight. The tailbone going to the back of the room, crown of the head to the front. Big stretch in your quadriceps, nice bend in your knees, and a nice plantar flexion in your ankles. Big breath in. And big breath out. Close your lips and breathe in and out of your nose only if that suits you today. Breathe deeply, and if you notice yourself breathing shallowly, then it means to back out of a pose. Don't stress over it. Don't let it be so hard. Let it be pleasurable and enjoyable. Shake your head a little bit from left to right. Massage your forehead into your mat or your block, and then finish up. Come back to stillness. Reach a little more and know that you can come back to this pose anytime you want, or maybe you just want to stay here. From child's pose to final shavasana, it's your call. When you're ready, let's slide our hands underneath our shoulders. Send your knees underneath your hips. Tuck your back toes towards your shins and send your hips high to a down dog. In your down dog, hands are shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart, heels are slightly elevated. Start to pedal your heels toward the earth. Let your crown of your head hang toward the earth as well. Shake your neck, let it be. This is your downward facing dog. Tailbone, send it higher to the sky. Breathe. Still your heels. Walk your hands back to meet your feet or walk your feet up to meet your hands. You decide what works for you. Sweep your arms up to an extended mountain pose. Reach through your fingertips, take a little back bend, then reach back up to the sky. Exhale, hands through prayer center, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins. With your hands on your shins, imagine creating a flat back. Squeeze your shoulders toward your spine, lengthen through your tailbone and the crown of your head. Your back is flat. Really find length there. Exhale, plant your hands on your mat, step it back, and let's do Chaturanga Dandasana. Now, you could be seated in a chair, totally fine. You could be up against a wall. If you're up against the wall, press your hands into the wall and step your feet back. We're going to come into a high plank here, if you're on your mat, and then bend your elbows and come to a low plank. Hover above the mat or close to the wall. Flip your feet so the tops of your feet are on your mat. Straighten your arms. Let your chest shine forward in your upward facing dog. Then take it to a down dog. You could be here on your knees if you like as well. Tuck your feet under, press into the earth. Send your hips high, downward facing dog. Let's run through this a couple of times. Walk your hands to feet or feet to hands. Inhale, arms sweep up. Your extended mountain pose. Breathe. Exhale, hands through prayer center. Inhale, halfway lift, back is flat. Exhale, plant your hands, walk them out, and do your Chaturanga Dandasana. Press against the mat or the wall, high plank. Elbows bend, low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. You could be on your knees too. Exhale, down dog. Hips are high to the sky. Breathe. Walk your hands or feet to meet each other. Inhale, arms sweep up, extended mountain. Lengthen up through your arms. Take a baby back bend. Come back up to center. Exhale, hands through prayer center. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk them out again. Another Chaturanga Dandasana. Maybe you skip it and just come back to your down dog. Maybe you go high plank to down dog. You decide. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Maybe pedal your feet. Walk your hands to meet your feet or your feet to meet your hands. When you're ready, inhale, halfway lift, back is flat. Exhale, fold forward, gaze back to your knees. Inhale, arms sweep up, come into your extended mountain. I know I'm driving my husband crazy today with the cameras. Sorry, Dwayne. Lengthen up. All right, so let's go into a sun bee. To do that, bend your knees, reach your arms long to the front. Breathe. Sink low in your bottom, sink the weight into your heels. This is your chair pose, Utkatasana. Strengthen those quads. Lengthen, sink lower, weight into the heels. Lift the toes and give them a wiggle. Lengthen through your fingertips, plant the feet. Exhale, hands to prayer center, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, back is flat. Exhale, plant your hands on your mat. Let's step it back and do a Chaturanga Dandasana. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go into a warrior series. Kick your right leg high. Exhale, sweep it through to a low lunge. I startled Piper. Dial your left foot down, right toe shine to the top of your mat. Sink low in your knees, right knee over right ankle. Tee out your arms. Here's your warrior two pose. Hug the mat like you're squeezing the mat together with your strong inner thighs. The arms are reaching long. Gaze over your right. Middle finger, take your chin even more to the right. Sink low, and when you're ready, extended side angle. So exhale the air and reach to the front of the room. Tick-tock your arms, 6 and 12. Reach through your finger. Inhale, reverse warrior. Come on up. Right arm goes high, left arm goes low. Breathe. Exhale, cartwheel your arms. Chaturanga Dandasana. Hands surround, the right front foot, right leg meets left, back on your mat. High to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Hips are high, pedal it out. We'll do your other side, the left side. So kick your left leg high this time. Exhale, sweep it through to your low lunge. Inhale, back foot spirals down. Come on up to your warrior two. Sink low, look left, breathe. Squeeze the mat together. Exhale, extended side angle. Tick-tock, 6 and 12. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm down, left arm high. Exhale, cartwheel your arms. Chaturanga, dandasana. Left foot meets right. High plank to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe, pedal it. Let's do it again. Feet meet hands or hands meet feet. Inhale, arms sweep up. Extended mountain. Bend in the knees. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Reach through the fingers, sink into your bottom. Reach and sink low. One more big reach. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Straighten the knees, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. When you're ready, plant your hands on your mat. Let's do Chaturanga Dandasana, or just meet back in down dog, you decide. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg kicks high. Exhale, sweep it through to your low lunge. And then turn your body to the left side. Tee out your arms, and if you're seated in a chair, your bottom's on the chair, literally, and you can do the same pose. Look to the right, extended side angle, tick-tock, 6 and 12. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm high, left arm low. Exhale, cartwheel the arms. Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's do the other side. So pedal out your feet. As you're ready, left leg kicks high. Sweep it through, low lunge. Come on up to warrior two on this side. Sink low, gaze left. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach in your extended side angle. Tick-tock your arms, 6 and 12. Inhale, reverse warrior, right arm down, left arm up. Breathe. Exhale, cartwheel your arms. Chaturanga Dandasana, high plank to low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, breathe, still your heels. Stay here in your down dog, shake your neck. Breathe, bend your knees. Come into a little bear plank. Hover your knees above the mat. Shift the weight more into your shoulders, shoulders over your wrists. Hold here just for a second or two. Not very long, just hold. You're strong, press the earth away. Finish. Come down to your knees, grab a drink of water. How are you doing? All right, so that was our Sun A and our Sun B. Now we're gonna go on, have a drink of water, and let's do our core stuff, shall we? All right, so for today's core stuff, the usual stuff we do, Supta Baddha Konasana sit-ups, a boat pose, and a bicycle in between. Let's do it. All right, so come onto your bottom after you've had your drink. Once you're on your bottom, bring the soles of your feet together to touch. Open up your knees wide to the side of the room. When you're ready, hands to prayer center. Come on back. Lie on back on your mat. Lie on back. Shoulders are down. Adjust your heels either closer or farther away, whatever feels good. Knees are open wide. Let your arms be open wide too. Fingers lightly behind your ears or at your temples. As you're ready, when you take your exhale, peel your body on up. Shoulders come up, chin up to the sky, and then lower as you inhale. Up on the exhale, down on the inhale. Keep your elbows and knees open wide. Little teeny sit-ups here. You're not crunching your neck. You're keeping your neck nice and long. That's like driving the chin up to the sky. That helps you keep your neck long and straight. You're not tucking your chin to your chest. You're just doing little lifts and lowers here. When you're ready, are you ready? I'm ready. Let's come on down. Bring your shoulders on down and let's do bicycle pose. Lots of ways you can take this. Bring your soles of your feet to your mat, and maybe you peel your shoulders up and work opposite elbows toward opposite knee. That's a fine solution. Maybe you keep the shoulders down and you bend your knees, bringing your knees over your hips and your shins parallel to the mat. Drive through your heels as if you were riding a recumbent bicycle. Maybe you add these several poses together. Peel your shoulders up and bring your elbows to opposite knees. Drive through the extended heel and pedal your bicycle. Another option would be to straighten your legs and scissor kick them if you like. And when you're done, let's finish up. Stretch it out by lengthening here on your mat. Palms touch overhead. You look like a big stick. Reach your fingers to the top and point your toes to the bottom. Wiggle your hips and let them feel good as we come into boat pose. Maybe in your practice you use your strap. If that's the case, place the strap underneath the center of your feet and hold on to the strap like reins. I'm not going to use the strap today. I'm going to place my hands low on my hamstrings, like just above my backs of my knees. All right. If you have osteoporosis or osteopenia, not a good pose, not to rock on your spine. You don't want to do that. You need to check with your doctor. If it's okay and your doctor clears you, go ahead and rock a couple times, back and forth. Let it feel good. Have some fun, right? Holding on to the back of the knees and then come on up. Hug your backs of your knees. Squeeze your shoulders toward your spine. Sit on back like you're in a recliner. Now, you can straighten one leg or straighten the other leg. Just little lifts off the earth. You decide, maybe both legs straighten, and you hold the back of the knees while keeping the back nice and flat. So send your chest forward. Don't collapse into it. Chest is forward. Breathe. Now, maybe you remove your hands, reach your fingers towards your toes, and hold here, or play with your arms. Where do they go? High up to the sky or a little behind you? You decide. Let's take our hands to prayer center now. Maybe a little bend in your knees feels good as you row the boat. Yesterday, we used a resistance band to do this. That was fun, wasn't it? All right, join us tomorrow for yet another fun adventure with our resistance band. So row your boat and then finish. Hug your knees in. Hug them in, squeeze them in. Use your forearms wrapped around your shins. Bring your heels back to your bottom. Tuck your forehead to your knees. And then maybe press on up. The weight in just the toes, or take the weight out of the toes. Whew, you know, the more birthdays you've had the pleasure of celebrating, sometimes the poses are more challenging, but you know what? You can still do them. Just stick with it and have fun. All right, so you got your balance here. Maybe circle your ankles a little bit, and let's finish up. Crisscross at the ankles. Come on up to a standing position. All right, so in this standing position, we're going to do two fun poses that we've done before. Let's do gorilla. All right, so for your gorilla pose, what you want to do is hinge forward at your hips. Place your hands underneath your feet. Put your feet, about hip width distance. Place your hands underneath your feet with the palms face up and your fingers towards your wrists. Put a good bend in your knees. Palms of your hands to the soles of your feet. Look back between your legs. Squeeze your elbows or push your elbows to the sides of the room as you fold forward here, gorilla pose. Finish up in your gorilla pose. Remove your hands from underneath your feet. Wiggle your hands, find your two blocks, and place them in front of you on your mat. We're going to do crow pose. All right, so a balancing pose. If you don't like it, don't do it. Maybe just try. All right, so with one block close to you, step up onto it. Step up onto the block and find your balance. Put a bend in your knees, driving your knees to the sides of your mat. The other block, press it a little more forward. You want to be able to come down, aiming your forehead towards your block. So adjust it for your height. All right, so knees are bent here. Maybe you stay right here. All right, fingertips on the ground. Work it so your palms are on the ground. That's a big transition, I think, working your palms down to the ground. Now what you want to do is place your knees behind your triceps. Now, you don't have to do this, and don't tune out and say, forget it, I'm not doing it. Just try, modify. Maybe this is right where you stay today. Totally good. All right, I'm gonna aim my forehead for this block, placing the knees behind the triceps, and then maybe lifting the feet up off of the back block. Hold right here. Now you don't have to use the blocks. Maybe you work to the point where you're balancing without the block. You decide. Hold on here. If you fall out, no big deal. Get right back in, but just have a little fun. When you're ready, we'll finish up. Come on down. That's your crow pose. So, not terribly complex. You're not far from the ground, not far to fall, and it is just kind of fun. I hope you like it. All right, put your blocks aside, and let's come in to a downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, pedal your hips, and get ready to do a Chaturanga dandasana if you want, or just keep pedaling your hips here. I'm gonna go into a high plank, then a low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. And we'll meet back in this down dog position. When you're ready, kick your right leg high to the sky and sweep it through to a low lunge. So come on up in this lunge. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Come on up to standing with your shoulders over your hips. Sink low in your knees. Maybe you drop down to the back knee. It's up to you. Arms lifted. Hold right here in your lunge. When you're ready, hands to prayer center. Lengthen up through your spine. Exhale, hinge a little forward, and bring the outside of the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Hands are stacked, elbows are stacked. Lengthen up, and then twist. You can be down on your back knee. It will allow you to deepen the twist. Or if you're up on your back knee, you're challenging your balance, aren't you? Breathe. And let's finish. Hands back to prayer center. Come down to the bottom knee if you're not already there. Find a block. Wiggle your right toes to the top right corner of your mat. And send your left leg long on your mat. Maybe you slip a towel under the knee. Top of the left foot is on your mat. Maybe you've got a block here in front of you. Hands on the block. Maybe open up your right knee to toward the earth, bringing the pinky edge side of your foot onto the mat. Press into your blocks, or bring your forearms down to your block, or bring your forearms down to your mat. Breathe in your runner's lunge. Let's finish. Straighten your arms. When you're ready, send the right leg back to meet the left, and let's come into a side plank. Maybe you stay on your bottom knee. Left shoulder is over your left wrist. Right leg goes long, and right arm goes up sky. Maybe you stay here on your knee plank, or maybe you send your legs long and lift. Lift out of your waist. Breathe. Hold here. Finish. Right hand comes down. Come back to your down dog. Let's do Chaturanga Dandasana again. If you like, high plank, low plank, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. You've got another leg. Let's do the other leg. When you're ready, kick the left leg high. Sweep it through. Low lunge. Come on up to your high lunge. So, shoulders are over your hips. Arms are lifted. Stay right here. All 10 toes are pointing forward. Back heel is lifted. Left foot is solidly planted. Strong lunge. Maybe come down to your back knee. No judgment, remember? Breathe here. Exhale, hands to prayer center. Right elbow outside of the left knee. Stack your hands, stack your elbows. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Look up to your elbow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. And then finish. Bring your hands back to prayer center. Time for your runner's lunge. Maybe you're using that block. Bring it inside your left front foot. Send your right leg long on your mat. Left toes wiggle to the top left corner of your mat. Maybe open up the knee to the side of the room. Press your hands into your block as you lengthen through your spine. Maybe bring your forearms down to your block, or maybe bring your forearms down to the mat. Breathe, and then let's finish. Press into your arms, straight arms. Press into your hands. Send your left foot back to meet your right, and come into the variation of the side plank that you want to take. Remember, wrist over shoulder. No, shoulder over wrist, that'd be better. Lift the other arm, hold here. Maybe you're on your bottom knee. Hold it for a second. You've got it. Let's finish. Hand comes down, hips go high, you're in a down dog. Pedal it out. Let's do Chaturanga dandasana. Hinge forward, high plank. Maybe you just go from high plank back to your down dog, or high plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Breathe. Pedal your heels. Walk your feet up to meet your hands, or the other way around. I'm gonna grab a drink. The air is so dry in Colorado. I think we're between 1% and 3% humidity. Oh my goodness. All right. So that's not good. Lots of wildfires too. It's really not good. All right. Balancing. Life's about balance, right? And so important to do, especially as we age. Hands to your hips, up on your toes, down on your heels. Breathe. Let's go into tree, and we'll take it to toppling tree. Okay, the word in Sanskrit is Vrksasana, tree. Hands to prayer center. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Root into your left foot, weight out of the right. Open up the knee of the right leg to the side of the room. Place your heel of the right foot either inside the left ankle and hang out here. Maybe a chair is your best friend. You're still balancing. You're still challenging yourself. Maybe you scoot the leg up a little higher onto the calf, or maybe you take it higher still up into the inner left thigh. If you're doing that, just don't place the foot onto the knee. Not good to have sideways knee pressure. Hips equidistant to the front of your room. Hands to prayer center. Maybe you got the chair here. Breathe. Maybe grow your branches. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Press your branches, your hands to the back of the wall. Breathe. Let's take this to a toppling tree. Bring your hands back to prayer center. Let the right knee come to the front of the room. Gently guide it there, and then place the right foot down. Take a big step forward with your right leg. Take your hands and interlace your fingers behind your low back. Press into your hands. Press your thumb into your low back. Open up through your chest and then hinge forward a little bit of weight into the right leg. Maybe work all of your weight into the right leg, letting the left leg dance on the back of the mat. Maybe work the left leg up your back wall while working your arms away from your low back. Breathe, topple your tree, look to your leg, your right leg, to your knee maybe, and then finish. Left foot meets right. Arms come back up, extended mountain, lengthen up, exhale, hands to prayer center, tree on the other side. All right, root into your feet, root specifically into your right foot, the other foot. Open up the other knee to the side of the room and play with it. Maybe you want to stay right here today. Maybe you want to say, I'm just going to lift the weight out of my toes here and hold here. Challenge your balance in different ways. Your brain loves it. Maybe scoot the leg up to wherever is right for you. Press equally, leg to foot, foot to leg. Check out your hips. Check out your hips. Are they equidistant to the front of the room? Maybe grow your branches, sway them, look up, chest is lifted. You're strong. Enjoy this movement. Press the backs of the hands to the back of the room and then finish. Hands to prayer center. Gently guide the knee to the front of the room. Left foot meets right on the mat. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Soften in your shoulders. Remove your hands and bring them behind your low back. Interlace your fingers again. Thumbs pressed into your low back. Open up through the chest. Let that feel great. Take a big step forward with the other foot, the left foot this time, and then hinge forward. Put a little bend in your knee, your left knee. Maybe that feels good. Maybe you stay right here, but try to work the hands away from the low back. Maybe that's where you stay. If that's where you stay, it is great. Maybe you hinge more forward, sending the leg up the wall more. Maybe the arms go higher up to the sky as you look back towards your knee, your foot, whatever. Bring the right foot to meet the left. Hands back to prayer center. Take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. All right, so that was our tree pose. Let's do eagle pose, Garandasana. All right, this is a big one. This is a major compression of all your big joints, so it feels really good. All right, so let's begin by bending your knees. Bend your knees and hang out right here. You can do just the leg part. You can do just the arm part. Combine them. It's up to you. Sink low and hold here. Arms, perhaps they reach like number 11s to the front of the room. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Maybe you take your hands to opposite shoulders and hang out here, or prayer center. Always a good place to be. Perhaps, as you lengthen through the arms, you say, I'm going to take my right arm and sweep it under my left and bring my palms to touch and squeeze my elbows down and look over my fingers. So there your arms are twisted like a pretzel. Let's add in the legs. Take the weight out of the right leg, lift it up, cross it over the left leg, hug high in the upper inner thighs, maybe the top of the right foot, hooks behind your left calf, and you sink low. Sink low, bring your shoulders back even more and squeeze everything you got. Breathe. Finish, right foot meets left. Arms open up high to the sky, take a back bend. Arms go back up high to the sky. Let's do it again on the other side. Start by bending your knees. Arms like the number 11 or the other ways we talked about, hands to shoulders or prayer. Then I'm going to take my arms, I'm going to bring the left arm wrap it around the right. Palms squeeze together, elbows squeeze down, gaze over the fingers, sit low in your chair. Maybe this is right where you stay. I'm going to take the weight out of my left leg, maybe cross it over your right and hang out here. Perhaps take the top of the left foot and hook it behind the calf. Squeeze, sink lower, shoulders back a smidge. Hold, squeeze tightly, all that you got. And then release. Left leg down. Arms sweep up, extended mountain. Let's immediately go into dancer pose. All right, you could use your strap for this if you like. Start to circle your right arm around to the back of the room. Left arm is reaching high. Nothing's changing that. It's nice and high and lifted. Right arm circles around and around and around. And when you're ready, take the right arm, capture the inside of your right foot. All 5 fingers are inside your foot. Bring the knees back together to touch. Lengthen up through your fingers and then start to kick into your back hand. As you kick into the back hand, kicking it to the back wall and then kicking it up, your left arm reaches forward. Reach here, kick, back, kick up, and then finish. Right foot meets left. Both arms go up. Take a back bend. Both arms go up. Other side, dancer. Circle your left arm around to the back of the room. Maybe this is all you do today. It's all in preparation, right? Lengthen up through your right fingers. Weight into the right foot. Weight out of the left. Maybe you use a strap to capture your foot. Or maybe today you just touch your heel. That's good. Maybe today you just touch the heel of your left foot. Perhaps you capture the inside of your foot, drawing your knees together, lengthening up through your right fingers. Focus here. Be absorbed in what you do. Focus. You got it. Kick toward the back of the room. Right arm hinges forward. Right arm reaches forward. Kick to the back of the room. Kick up to the sky. Reach, stretch. You got it. When you're ready, finish up. Left foot meets right. Hands back to prayer center. Take a deep breath in. And a big sighing breath out, let it go. When you're ready, hinge forward at the waist. As you hinge forward at the waist, gaze back to your knees. Walk your hands forward, bend your knees. Come on down to your mat. Come on down to your belly. All right, so for your belly, we're going to do our little spine sequence. Legs go long. You're down on your belly. Hands are underneath your collarbones. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Chin, nose, forehead is on the mat. Zip up your inner thighs. Press the tops of your feet into your mat. Take a big exhale. And when you're ready to take an inhale, peel your shoulders up. Peel your chin up. Press into your hands. Feel the compression in the low back. Find to stay here. Maybe press up onto your fingertips. Maybe no weight in your hands at all. Breathe, lift here in your Cobra pose, hold it, you got it, use your hands if you want, and then come on down. Turn your head so your left cheek or your left ear is on the mat. Arms down by your sides. Breathe and appreciate what you got here. Now pay attention. Is it your cheek on the mat, or can you turn your head a wee bit more and bring your ear to the mat? Now, bring your head back to the center of your mat. We'll do floor bow, dandasana. You could use your strap here as well, or nothing at all. Bend your knees, bringing your heels closer to your bottom. Breathe here, maybe with your strap. have the strap above the ankles. Pull onto both edges of the strap, pulling your heels closer to your bottom. Maybe you reach around and capture the outsides of your heels. Your knees will have wiggled together. Wiggle them back to the midline of your body. Hold on here. Exhale the air out of your lungs. And when you're ready to take a big inhale, just kick into your hands. Kick into your hands. Let your thighs peel up. Gaze down your nose. Floor bow. Balance on your pelvis. Kick. Breathe. Open up. You got it. And then come on down. Legs come down. Arms release. Legs release. Turn your head the other direction. Turn it so your right cheek is on your back. Or your right ear. Breathe. Let it go. Is it your ear? Check it out. Is it your ear or your chin? Try to turn as far as is right for you. Empty out the air from your lungs. Chin back to the center of your mat. Hands underneath your collarbones again. Press on up. Seal pose. Straight arms. Make your way up to a standing on your knees position. Let's do a camel pose. All right. Maybe you can place the block between your ankles, and maybe you like that. Hands, bring them to your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Press your hips forward. Gaze forward. Squeeze your elbows towards your spine. Look up to where the ceiling and the wall meet. Maybe you take it farther and look up directly overhead. Maybe you look even farther back and you see where the wall and the ceiling meet at the back of your room. It's a big stretch on the front of your throat. All right, maybe you reach for the block or your heels. Keep your hips forward, look up, chest is lifted, breathe in your camel pose, then finish. Put your hands back to your low back, shoulders over your hips. Remove your block, have a seat on your heels. Breathe. Maybe grab a drink of water if you like, and then we just got a few more things to do, and you will have done this whole practice for an hour. That's incredible, isn't it? All right. Let's do something for the hips. Let's do half pigeon pose. All right, so come to a neutral tabletop position. Bring your right knee behind your right wrist. Left leg goes long. Adjust your shin to be perhaps a little more parallel to the top of the mat. Press here, look forward, get into the hips. Breathe. How are you doing? All right, let's finish up. Your arms are straight. Tuck your back left toes. Send your right leg high. Kick it out. Come back to your down dog. Left leg, kick it high. Left knee behind the left wrist. So let's send the right leg long. Shin parallel to the top of your mat. Press into your mat. Lengthen up here. Feel the stretch in your backside. Lengthen. Breathe. You got it. You got it. You got it. All right, now let's come out of this. Tuck your back right toes, gives you a little bit of leverage. Send your left leg back to meet the right. Shake it out in a three-legged down dog. Plant your feet, pedal them out. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Take your forward fold position. Hands to your shins. Let your gaze be back towards your knees. On your inhale, sweep your arms up. Extended mountain pose. All right, in this extended mountain right knee at hip height level. Breathe here. Hold it here. You got it. You're balancing. Now, hug with your hands. Bring them on down. Interlace your fingers and hug your right knee in. Hold it right here. Maybe slip your hand down to your ankle and bring your right hand at your right foot on the ankle. And then draw your heel towards your bottom. Maybe reach the left hand around. And can both hands touch your right foot? Hold. Hold here. Chest is forward. Breathe. All right, let's do it the other side. Arms lift, extended mountain. Leg lifts, one-legged mountain. Knee at about hip height. Come on, you can do it. Brush your teeth this way in the morning. Keep moving. You've got to keep moving. Move it or lose it. It's so very true. All right, now, left hand, or interlace fingers. Hug your left knee in. Come on, you can do it. Hold here. Let your left hand slip down to above the left ankle and bring your foot around. All right, hold it here. Hug your heel towards your bottom. Breathe here. Stay right here. You got this. Maybe take the right hand, bring it around and find the right foot as well. I should turn so you can see this. All right, so maybe you're holding onto your feet, your foot. Keep your knees together and just hold it here. All right, you got it. Plant the left foot down next to the right. Arms go high, extended mountain. Little baby back bend. Nothing like a Chaturanga dandasana. Let's do it again. Hands to prayer center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Squeeze your shoulders toward your spine. I'll tell you about why we did what we did in just a moment. Hands down to your mat. Step it on back. Chaturanga dandasana. High plank to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips go high, pedal it out, breathe. When you're ready, bend your knees, come on down, and roll over onto your back. All right, let's come on down to bridge. Hands to prayer center, come on down, all the way down, nice and slowly. Feet on your mat, heels up towards your bottom. Arms down by your side, press into your hips, send your hips high. All right, so let's just keep it up here for a little bit, maybe pulse it a little bit. Maybe work up onto your toes and pulse. Reason why we did that standing pose, where we captured the foot and did that quad stretch, we're going to incorporate that coming up pretty soon in the next couple weeks with our pigeon pose. Half pigeon, when we did that on the ground and you did the hips, we're going to combine that to hopefully increase some mobility in your hips and maybe even work toward a king pigeon pose. Look that one up. All right, so pulse it up a little bit. Arms down by your sides. Work your feet down. Bring your spine down one vertebra at a time. Press on up to a seated position. Legs are long on your mat. All right, with your legs long on your mat, toes up to the sky, arms reach. Lengthen up. Exhale the air out of your lungs, hinge forward. Reach with parallel arms like the number 11, reach. Toes are up toward the sky, reach. How does it feel? Maybe a little bend in your knees feels better. Maybe you capture your ankles or your feet, or you drape your wrists like gorilla. Drape your wrists over your toes and place your palms on the soles of your feet. Look down to your knees, wiggle it out, breathe. We did this various different ways the other day too. It's the different ways that'll make you be able to access greater depth. So stick with it. Breathe, finish. Shoulders up over your hips, wide-legged forward fold. Legs spread wide, blocks between your legs. Oh, feel it in the inner thighs. We worked the inner thighs. Remember when we did our warrior pose and we acted as if we were squeezing the mat together? Hinge forward with your blocks, placing your head on your blocks at whatever height is right, or maybe you got the forearms there. It's all good. Just move. So this wide-legged forward fold, take a big breath in. And a big breath out. Let's finish. I know it's quick, isn't it? This is a quick practice. Bring your legs together, blocks by your sides. Let's come on down to our back and do a supine twist. All the way reclined on your back. Now your left toes. Bring your left toes up to the sky and then imagine the left heel driving toward the bottom of the mat. That really, envisioning that really helps me feel it in my left hip. Drive the left heel to the bottom. Bend the right knee, hug the right knee in. As you hug your right knee in, hug it in nice and tightly. You did this a moment ago, standing, you got it. Breathe. Shoulders are both down. Supine twist. Left hand guides the right knee across the midline of your wonderful one and only unique body. And with the left hand, guide the knee toward the earth. So the hips are kind of rolled on top of each other. Let your shoulder stay down though. It helps to tee out the arm. It helps the shoulder anchor down. And then maybe look to the right of your room, or maybe look to your right hand. So big twist in the neck too. So your body, you almost feel all twisted up here, don't you? Breathe. Controlled twists are so good for building strength in your back. Oh my goodness, don't you want strength in your back? I was carrying a 40-pound bag of dog food the other day and it ripped open. You know how when it gets a run on it and it just rips? And I went to try to catch it. And I really feel that because of the yoga, my back is stronger and I was able to do that very bad twist that I shouldn't have done, but recover very quickly from it. It didn't hurt me. All right, bring your hip, right hip on down. Your yoga helps. Trust me, it really does. Interlace your fingers, hug the right knee in. And then send your right leg long. This time drive the right heel down toward the bottom of the mat. Oh, you really feel it in your hip. It feels nice. Bend the other leg, the left leg. Interlace your fingers underneath it. Breathe. And when you're ready, same thing on the other side. Right hand guides the left knee, this time across the midline of the body. Breathe. Tee out your left arm and look to the left. Another thing too with these controlled twists and the yoga making your core stronger. Yesterday we were hiking and we slipped. I slipped. And I was able to catch myself. And I think that's because of the strength in the yoga. So many of you, I know Nate, you had said that over the wintertime you slipped on the ice going out to the mailbox, but you were able to catch yourself because of the strength, and you really do attribute it to the yoga. Are you looking to the left? Breathe, twist. You all know inherently, we all know we should be moving more, we should be more flexible, and your yoga will give you that. All right, left hip comes down, hug your left knee in, still drives through that right heel. Breathe, happy baby time. Send both feet long, then drag both heels up. Bend both knees, core is strong, you can do it. Knees towards your armpits, hug underneath your knees, and just rock and roll here. Feels good on the low back, doesn't it? Maybe you capture the inner calves. Maybe you capture the heels. That's a hard one, isn't it? Maybe send the legs up to the sky one at a time. And keep the big bend in the other knee. Imagine being like a frog, driving the knee toward the armpit. And then maybe drive both heels up to the sky, and like your wide-legged forward fold, maybe let the pinky toes fall toward the edges of your mat. And just breathe and feel good in the movement. Finish bringing the knees together, bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet down to your mat. We're done. It's time for final shavasana, but that's the best pose. All right, don't run out on this one. All right, so today, let's bring our blocks to the bottom of our mat. And just lift your feet up. Kick your feet up. And place your ankles on it. So a little alleviation of the tension in the low back. And just kick your feet up, right? Eye shade to cover the eyes or the towel. Arms down by your sides, palms face up. Or if you feel more comfortable, more grounded with the palms face down, connect to the earth here. You decide what you like, but have as much contact with the earth as you can. Wiggle and get comfortable. And breathe. Find stillness in your body and softness in your face, between your eyebrows, the tongue, your jaws. Be soft. Keep the thoughts at bay as you just focus on your breath and the miracle of the movements that you just did. Soften your shoulders a little bit more and just really try to experience peace and stillness, and just let calm permeate your body. Take a really full, deep breath in and out. And do it again, full cycle of breath, but really take all the air out of your lungs and just feel your shoulders deflate even more into the mat as you exhale. Take just a moment and really be full of gratitude and thankful for what you are able to do today. If you can stay here longer, I encourage you to do so. If it is time for you to conclude your hour, let's begin to wiggle our fingers and our toes and just appreciate that fine movement. Circle the wrists and the ankles in both directions. Inhale, lengthen up, send the arms high to the sky, point the toes. Take a big good morning stretch. Exhale, bend your knees, kick the blocks aside if you used them. Roll onto one hip, bending the elbows and using the low arms, bicep as a pillow for your head. Soften in your top shoulder. Just rest here in this fetal position. Savor your breath for a moment. As you're ready, keeping the eyes closed if you wish, slowly press on up to a comfortable seated position, whatever is comfortable for you. Bring your hands to prayer center. Press your thumbs slightly into your chest. Shoulders are over your hips. Chin slightly tucked towards your chest. Spine is long. Lengthen up as you inhale. And as you exhale, soften into the earth. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. You did an hour-long practice. How do you feel in your body? You know what? You are stronger. You are stronger for every little bit you did. You are stronger every single day, every practice, every breath. Just commit to you. Commit to you, and it will get better. It will not, I'm not going to say it'll get easier, but you will get stronger. And we all want to be stronger so we can endure the marathon of life, right? All right, have a great day, everybody. Peace from Piper and me to you. Much love. Namaste. Bye. Hey, Piper. I'll tell you about my new mat in our little group, Friends of 316 Yoga. It's on Facebook. It's a private group. If you want to join, do it. It's kind of fun. I post some fun articles. But I got a new mat, and it's an interesting mat. It's all spiky, and the idea is it's supposed to be more sensory stimulating. So it was something, all right. I'll tell you about it later. Bye. Have a good day. Hi. Hey, you're still doing it. Good on you. You may think you got a long way to go to get where you want to be, but just take a moment and look back to where you started. Look back to when you first began your yoga. Look how far you have come. You are making progress. Continue to make that progress every single day. Share your progress with your friends. Tell them about our yoga. Have them do yoga too. They will feel better and they will have you to thank for it. If you'd like to support our broadcast, you can visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. Take a moment, reflect on where you've been, but then set your sights on where you're going. See you on your mat tomorrow.